Okay. So welcome to Tapping into Recovery. Hi, my name is Dr. Gigi. Hi, I'm Dr. Gigi. Welcome to Tapping into Recovery. Normally on the even weeks, I stream to Facebook, and on the odd weeks, I stream to YouTube. But today, which is an even week, I should be streaming to Facebook. Facebook said no. So I said, okay, I will stream to YouTube. So we're streaming to YouTube. So hopefully you all can see me as well. The thing with YouTube, people that are commenting, I really can't see your comments. I have to see them afterwards. So I'm not ignoring you. It's just how the technology works. But you can always log on to Zoom, and then, I can see your comments in real time. So I want to welcome people, everyone that has joined Tapping into Recovery. I'm going to share my screen. And we are going to read the statement of purpose. So I'd love someone to come off of mute and read the statement of purpose.
I'll go ahead.
Thank you.
We offer a safe, non-judgmental, non-religious, yet spiritual approach to recovery for all humans. We welcome any addiction, substances, alcohol, drugs, people-pleasing, etc. We offer a tool-based approach to recovery using EFT tapping, breathwork, and visualization and meditation.
Thank you. Thank you, Michelle. And now we are at the point of our meeting. We're going to read the meditation. I will highlight it. Hopefully I can highlight it. Sometimes I can highlight it, sometimes I can't. But I highlighted it in a lovely pinkish red color. So on the count of 3, you can say it with me, say it to yourself. It's really your choice. So count of 3, 1, 2, 3.
Grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change,
the
courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference.
Thank you. Thank you. And now we're just going to cover our sacred circle foundations. Can you easily read these? Yes. Okay. So what I'll do is I'll start reading, and then I'll probably read to number 4, and then ask someone to come off of mute and read the rest of them, or, a group of them, whatever your choice. So welcome to our sacred circle, where everyone is valued and respected. In this safe space, we support each other's growth and learning by practicing hospitality, honesty, and compassion. 1, we give and receive welcome. We believe that people learn best in hospitable environments. Let's create an atmosphere of warmth and acceptance where everyone feels welcomed and valued. 2, be present. Bring your whole self to the circle. Doubts, fears, joys, successes, all the things. Listen deeply to others and share from your heart. Your presence matters. 3, invitation, not demand. Participation in our circle is voluntary. There is no pressure to share if you're not comfortable. Follow your inner guidance and know that we support you. 4, speak your truth respectfully. Share your thoughts and feelings authentically, but do so with respect for others' perspective. Use I statements and refrain from interrupting or debating. Would someone like to read the rest, or at least a portion of these?
I can read the next 4.
Thank you.
No fixing or advising. Resist the urge to offer unsolicited advice or solutions. Instead, practice active listening and ask open-ended questions to deepen understanding. Embrace wonder when faced with judgment or defensiveness. Cultivate curiosity. Ask yourself and others open-ended questions to explore underlying feelings and beliefs. Trust your inner teacher. Pay attention to your own reactions and insights. Trust that you have the wisdom within you to guide your learning and growth. Honor silence. Silence is a valuable part of our circle. Take time to reflect after someone speaks, allowing space for deeper insights to emerge.
You. Would anyone else like to read? Maybe the rest?
Yeah, I can do that. Maintain confidentiality. What is shared in our circle stays within the circle. Respect the privacy and trust of others. Take what you need. Feel free to leave the circle with whatever support or insight you sought. The seeds planted here can continue to grow in your life beyond our gathering. Self-supporting community. We sustain our circle through our own contributions and do not seek outside donations. We are independent of any organization or ideology. We welcome donations, but they are not required. Seek respect speaking firmness. To ensure everyone has a chance to share, we observe a 5-minute speaking limit. Thank you for honoring these guidelines and contributing to our circuit. Together, we create a space for healing, growth, and connection.
Thank you, Coca. Okay, so now it is time for our announcements. So we meet every Tuesday, 6:30 to 7:30 Pacific Standard Time on Zoom. I've got the hiccups now. And I'm going to post some free tapping links, some links, that you might find meaningful. There's information about the breath work, access to the self-love and acceptance tapping, which we're going to do in a few minutes. There's some information about how tapping really can support your recovery. If you follow the 12 steps, there's a bunch of tappings that support the 12 steps. That's also free. And there's a gratitude journal you can download, maybe to journal on some of the prompts that I give you tonight. And then some cool stuff. I have provided a link if you're interested in any coaching, and if you'd like to donate, even though, these sessions are free, they're by donation. And should you be interested in providing some donations, I have PayPal, Venmo, and Cash App links available there. But if you're interested in scheduling a meeting with me, maybe private coaching, there's a link to do there to schedule. And I published my book, Boundary Badass. And so there's a link for the book there. Or if you want to discover yourself, I've got a book about that and a course, a great course on that as well. So that's about it of my announcements. Do any of you have any announcements that you'd like to share with the group? Okay, so that's good. So now we are moving right along, and we're going to talk about breath work. I love breath work. We're going to do a little bit of breath work today. I love it because we begin our lives and we end our life with breath work. It supports so many of our life functions. It can reduce your stress, create feelings of openness, love, peace, gratitude, and clarity. And it's a great way to get clear if you're mad at somebody and you're not thinking clearly. Doing some breath work can get you, calm and collected just like that. Some other benefits is that it will alkaline your blood pH. It's an anti-inflammatory. So ladies, I know we like these anti-aging things. This is it. This is one. And it will elevate your mood just like that. Does it get any better than that? We can change our mood and we can change our mindset with our breath. Meaning we can do it anytime, anywhere, any place. You don't have to pay anybody. You don't have to take a pill. You don't have to drink anything. This is all quite organic, something that you can do yourself. And we're going to do the 4-7-8 breathing right now. But there's tons of different practices. There's breath work for alleviating pain, to help people lose weight. But what we're going to do is we're going to do the 4-7-8 breath technique. And it's a technique that counts your breath on the inhale, as you inhale through your nose, and then you hold you inhale through the nose for 4 seconds. You then hold for 7 seconds, and then you exhale through the mouth for 8 seconds. Now, when we do this, here's a pro tip. When you're inhaling, visualize a white, peaceful light inhaling through your nose. And when you're holding it, when you're holding your breath, I want you to also visualize that white, peaceful light radiating over every cell of your body. Just calming it down, saying, yeah, you're peaceful. And then on the exhale, when you're exhaling from the mouth, I want you to do an audible sigh, and I want you to visualize everything that is not love leaving with that exhale. Does that make sense? So you don't have to worry about the counts. I'm going to walk you through. We're only going to do 4 rounds, but you're going to see how quickly you get relaxed and peaceful. So on a scale of 1 to 10, and so 1 is, I am feeling lots of anxiety. I'm ready to just jump from the roof. And 10 is, I'm feeling peaceful and zen. Where do you fit on that scale right now in this moment? I don't want you to think too hard. So Michelle, you've got a 6. Okay, and so Coca, do you have your number? You can just keep it at, you're about a 4. Okay, so make sure you're seated in a comfortable, safe place and take a deep breath. We're going to do 4 rounds of breath work, and you're going to see how quickly your score changes. Okay, so we're going to start on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Inhale through your nose for a count of 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold for 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Exhale with an audible sigh for 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Inhale through your nose, count of 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold for 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Exhale with an audible sigh for 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Inhale through the nose, count of 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold for 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Exhale with an audible sigh for 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Last round. Inhale, count of 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold for 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Exhale with an audible sigh for 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now you can release and go back to your normal breath. So on that same scale of 1 to 10, 1 is lots of anxiety, 10 is peaceful and zen. Has your score changed? Or to what extent has your score changed? Okay. So let's see, Michelle, your score went from a 6 to an 8. That's a big deal. That's 20 points. And Coca, yours went from a 4 to an 8. Also big deal. That's a 40% increase. And that was just a couple minutes. And so you got to a really beautiful state of peace and calm. And you could do that anytime, anywhere. You get flustered, things aren't really going your way. I love breath work for that particular purpose. Can either one of you see some examples of how breath work can help you in your daily life?
Say that again. See an example of how it could work?
Yeah, do you see some more examples of how you might be able to use breath work during your day-to-day or week, when you get stressed? Okay, so Michelle, you're saying you can use this when you're stressed at work. You can take a break, walk away. Absolutely, absolutely. You can do those things. So breath work is just one of those tools that we can use, in our recovering from whatever it is that we want to change about ourselves. Because sometimes, we might get frustrated, and sometimes we just need somebody to talk to. And so breath work is just another tool that you can add to your toolbox, your stress toolbox, when things just are not quite going as we might expect. Another tool I'd like to share with you is from the EFT, or the Emotional Freedom Technique world. So let me stop sharing my screen. Oh, I don't think I'm sharing my screen anymore, am I? No. Thank you. Okay, and so EFT, Emotional Freedom Techniques, I love it. I learned about EFT during one of my rehabilitation stays. First time I saw it, I thought it looked absolutely ridiculous. I saw somebody tapping. I'm like, you have got to be kidding if you expect me to do that. And so I didn't. Went out, used, and then I came back to rehab. But this time something said, yeah, Gigi, you might want to pay attention. Just pay attention. And I was like, okay, let me just pay attention. And it really has changed my life. It's it gave me awareness to a lot of my issues. And I think when you have awareness, it's on, because you can change what you have awareness to. And so I've been very grateful that I've used emotional freedom techniques to help change my mindset, my mood, and my behavior. You know, I was one of those people, I grew up, you know, as a child of the 60s, you know, and I was a pudgy kid. I was a fat kid growing up. And so my mom, you know, was trying to get me to lose weight really from an early age, and, you know, sending me to like these exercise camps, which I hated. And so my association with going to a gym was like, yeah, I don't want to have anything to do with that. And probably for, well, we're 7 months now since December, I have been consistently going to 24-hour fitness 2 to 3 times per week. And that's a big deal for Gigi because she was not trying to do any of that. Exercise was like a 4-letter word. I was trying to stay away from it. But now it's crazy. I look forward to it. But, you know, that's just one of the behavior changes it's helped me with. And I was able to stop prescription pain pills back in 2017. That was also a big deal. I am working on it now to reduce my smoking, and I'm reducing my smoking. So I'm very excited about that. But emotional freedom techniques, it's also very similar to acupuncture, except we don't use needles, which a lot of people are usually happy about when I say that. It's a very gentle, loving process where we tap, you know, one of 9 meridians or energy channels located from the top of the head to the middle of the torso. And when I say kind and gentle, I mean that. So when we're tapping, it's a gentle tap. There's no bruising, there's no hurting, none of that. And so we're just going to do this short tapping on love and acceptance. You can also get it from one of the links. It's a free link available on YouTube. And I usually start a lot of my clients with the love and acceptance tapping because I believe love and acceptance should be our foundation of anything that we want to grow and develop from. And so I always start with self-love and acceptance. But, you know, I like to measure our success and our growth. So I'm going to bring out that scale of 1 to 10 again. And on a scale of 1 to 10, I want you to rate how much you love and accept yourself right now. So 1 would be, I do not love, I hate myself. I hate myself. And 10 is I love and accept myself. So whatever your number is, don't think too hard. Whatever that first number comes is what it is. And then we're going to do just 1 round of this tapping, and you're going to see how quickly your mindset shifts. Now, another thing about mindset, you know, when I got into, you know, being an entrepreneur, that was also different for me too, because it involved sales and marketing of me. Now, I can speak sales and marketing for a company. When I worked for the state or worked for other employers, I was a great employee because I believed in the product and service and I knew how to sell it. But doing it for Gigi was different because I didn't have the greatest opinion of Gigi, you know, as compared to like, you know, the state of California or these other groups that I put on a pedestal. And so, yeah, I could sell for them, but it wasn't so easy to sell for me. And I had to adjust my mindset, you know, in terms of the products and service I sell, because if I don't have a belief that that I'm worthy and therefore worthy things can come from me, I wasn't doing a good job selling. And I didn't. I found every excuse in the book, you know, not to do it. And so I've done a lot of tapping to help me really see marketing and sales as just, you know, another topic that I can learn, just like I could learn about sacred geometry or something like that. And I didn't have, you know, all that negative chatter associated with it. And that's really what I love about EFT, because it can just change your mood, your mindset, and your behavior. like, very, very quickly. So you guys have your numbers. Are you ready to do this self-love and acceptance tapping? Great. So again, seated somewhere safe, comfortable, just do what I do. Let the words pour over you. If there's something that I say that does not resonate, just let it fall sweetly away. No fuss, no muss. Periodically, I'll say, take a deep conscious breath, and that's in through the nose, exhaling through the mouth with an audible sigh. And any kind of negative energy that you start to visualize or imagine, let it leave with your exhale. Okay. Okay, on the count of 3, we're going to go ahead and get started. 1, 2, 3. So we're going to tap at the karate chop point. Sometimes it's really a challenge to love and accept all parts of me. I can accept that it's been hard in the past, but I'm now willing to see things differently about myself. I choose to love and accept myself exactly as I am. Let's take a deep conscious breath in through the nose, out through the mouth with an audible sigh. Eyebrow point. I choose to love myself, and maybe I blocked that in the past, or at least limited it. Side of the eye. Maybe I have all these reasons why I couldn't or shouldn't love myself. I choose to recognize that I'm worthy and deserving of love unconditionally. Under eye. I love me. And it's not always easy to say this. I've got this whole list in my mind of why it's hard to love myself. And let's take a deep conscious breath in through the nose, out through the mouth with an audible sigh. Under nose. I have this whole list in my mind of why it's hard to love myself. I've made mistakes. I think I've done bad things. Maybe I've said things that have hurt myself or others. Under mouth. Sometimes I don't like who I see in the mirror and think I'm not good enough. Collarbone. People have made me feel like I'm unlovable. Maybe I think I can only be loved if I achieve certain things. If I look different. If I weighed less. If I were smarter. Better looking. If I had more money. If I had a healthier lifestyle. If my relationship status was different. If I exercised more, had more friends. If only, if only, if only. 3 inches below the armpit. I have all these reasons why it's hard to love and accept myself. I wonder if it's possible to shift thoughts about myself. Top of the head. Beliefs about me are simply thoughts I keep thinking. And when I change my thoughts, I change my life. Let's take a deep conscious breath in through the nose, out through the mouth with an audible sigh. Eyebrow point. Beliefs about me are simply thoughts I keep thinking. When I change my thoughts, I change my life. Side of the eye. It's possible when I was growing up, love was conditional. I felt love when I was a good kid, when I got good grades, if I achieved awards. But what if none of that mattered? Well, it doesn't. It doesn't matter. I am worthy and deserving of love because I was born on this planet. Let's take a deep intentional breath in through the nose, out through the mouth with an audible sigh. And then under the eye, no matter what I do or who I am still worthy and deserving of being loved. Just because I was born on this planet. And I choose to love myself unconditionally. I am a unique expression of divine love and light. Let's take a deep conscious breath in through the nose, out through the mouth with an audible sigh. Under nose. I'm not defined by my circumstances. My circumstances are the result of how I've been defining myself. And as I define myself as someone worthy of love, I might be surprised how easily I take positive action because I love and accept myself. Under mouth, I take positive action as an act of love toward myself. When I think of myself as unlovable, I'm actually less motivated to take care of myself. Collarbone point. I deserve love unconditionally. And deep down inside, I've always known this to be true. Now I'm allowing all of myself to know that I am worthy and deserving of love unconditionally. 3 inches below the armpit. I'm not going to wait for external validation. The more I treat myself with love, the more others will see how lovable I am, and the more they will see how lovable they are. It's a total win-win situation. So I'm allowing myself to love myself unconditionally in mind, body, and spirit. You can release the tapping and take one last deep conscious breath in through the nose, out through the mouth with an audible sigh. Excellent. So that was just one round of self-love and acceptance tapping. And so I remember what your scores were before we started. And now on that same 1 to 10 scale, how much do you love and accept yourself now? So 1 was, I hate myself. 10 was, I completely love and accept myself. Where are you on the scale now? So Michelle, you went from an 8 to a 10. That's BFD. And so that's a 20% increase, Michelle. Big deal. Yay, yay, yay. And Coca, you went from a 5 to a 9. That's like a 40% increase. So you're feeling pretty good about yourself. I love that. So here's the one thing to consider when you're feeling really good about yourself. This is the time to come up with those ideas. You know, your business ideas, your entrepreneurial ideas, because you're feeling good about yourself, and that's when the best thinking will come. So, you know, when you start and when you start getting discouraged, or you start talking to people that are discouraging you, go and do the self-love tapping, do some breath work to bring your vibrations back up, right? It's good medicine because you can do it anytime, anywhere yourself. You don't have to take a pill. You don't have to drink anything. There's no side effects. You know, it just doesn't get any better than that. So thank you both for doing that. And now we are going to watch a 2 short videos on. Oh, you're feeling excellent. Tell me a little bit about that, Coca. Tell me about this excellent feeling you've got going on.
Okay, I think it's easier just to unmute since it's hard to find the chat button. Just haven't been feeling well the last couple of days. My body has been off. Something I ate didn't agree with my system. And so, goes down because of that. And then it caused rift, um, with my partner because he's like, "Hey, should we do any other stuff?" I said, "I don't feel good. This is all I can get to right now before I can get into how my body is feeling." So I think today, doing deep breaths, but not like this. Not like, I think the tapping has made a big difference. So I was able to open up more, and I just, I just feel better.
Good.
Sorry about the back.
Good. You know what? Sometimes, when we find things that make us feel good, we don't have to argue with it or find out the, scientific reasons behind it. Just do it again. Keep doing it because it works. And so thanks for sharing. Michelle, would you like to share your great medicine? Because you hit the pinnacle, you hit number 10.
Yeah, I was talking with my stepmom, and she works in IT, and she's been with UC Davis, and she found a position with Sutter, and she was like worried about like pension, but it's like a director position. And so we were talking about leveling up to this and like going to another company for that position. And so we were talking about, for me yesterday, I'm like, oh, I don't know what I would do. I have like, a degree in fashion design and psychology, and I work in software. I'm like, what is that? And she goes, what about a design software company? And so the medicine that was hitting was, oh, I can use this energy now afterwards, because I wanted to Google what's out, what kind of design software is out there. So I like, that's where I want to like pour my energy in tonight, to like just kind of Google and see what's out there, see if there's a really cool company that is going to hit all my little markers. And that's the little medicine for like that level up that I would like to try and work on. It's not something I'm, actively desiring, but I'm like, I think it's time to research that feeling and see what's going on.
I say do it. I say do it. Well, so I have to say this, Michelle, it's interesting you even bring this up. I've worked in technology since the 80s, but now, there's lots of companies that are very much interested in really good graphical user design. And they want simple, they want easy, they're looking at colors, they're looking at shapes. And so somebody that has your particular background in fashion in particular, because you understand what, how to make things attractive to people. And a lot of these app companies, they want their apps such that people will not deviate their eyes off of them. They always want somebody, like Facebook, they want you on their app all the time. They don't want you to leave. That's how they get their money. So designers can make a ton of money, ton of money. And it's fun because, you get to try different things. So I'm glad you guys had that conversation. That's a big deal. Okay, I am going to share my screen so we can listen to the second agreement, and then we're going to talk about it. Can you hear it?
The second agreement is don't take anything personally.
Sorry about that.
The second agreement is don't take anything personally. When you take things personally, you make the assumption that everything is about you. Well, nothing other people do is because of you. What other people do is a projection of their own reality, their own world. Even when a situation seems so personal, even if others insult you directly, it's not about you. It's about them. Their point of view comes from their belief system, from all the programming they received during domestication. Likewise, your point of view comes from your belief system. It's a projection of your world. You're creating an entire movie in your mind where you're the producer, the director, and the main character. Everyone else is a secondary character. Your movie is the way you see the world. It's your story. It's your personal point of view. And it's no one's truth but yours. Imagine walking up to a movie theater showing dozens of films. You look around to see what's playing, and you decide on the story of you.
The story of you, please.
You go inside the theater, and surprise, you're the star of the movie. Of course you recognize all the characters in the movie, because it's the story of your life.
I'll be good. I'll be able to help.
After a while, you decide to go to another movie. In this one, you recognize the names of all the characters, but this is the story of your mother's life, and the way she projects herself is completely different. You know it's not authentic. It's the way she wants everyone to perceive her. But then you begin to realize it's the way she perceives herself, and it's a shock. Then you see a secondary character who has your face, and you say, this can't be me. But you realize this is how your mother sees you. It's what she believes about you, and it's far from what you believe about yourself. You can see the way your mother perceives all the secondary characters in her movie. Your father, your siblings, your friends, and her perception is completely distorted. You go to the next theater, and the next. And after watching all the movies of the people you love, you realize that everyone distorts the characters in their movie. You decide to return to the first theater to see your own movie again. But you no longer believe your story because you can see that it's just a story. You see yourself acting, but now you know that nobody sees you the way you want to be seen. In that moment, everything changes for you. Now you can see that everyone is living in their own movie, a virtual world of their own creation. Now it's clear that whatever people think of you is really about the character who lives in their movie, not yours. They create an image of you, and that image isn't you. The people you love don't really know you, and you don't know them either. The only thing you know about them is what you believe about them. You have no idea what's going on in their virtual world, what they're thinking, what they're feeling. Now it's easy to understand why there's so much conflict between humans. Most people aren't aware that everyone is living in their own world. From their point of view, which is their only point of view, everything is all about them. People want the secondary characters to act a certain way, and when they don't, they get angry or hurt and use the word to spread emotional poison. They take everything personally. When you take nothing personally, you avoid many upsets in your life. You're immune to other people's emotional poison. You know that all humans live in a virtual world made by words. You listen to their words, you respect their point of view, but you no longer judge or react to what they say. Whatever people say doesn't affect you because now you understand what they're doing. They're just letting you know what's going on in their virtual world. With this awareness, the second agreement is pure common sense. Don't take anything personally. During all the years we grow up, we make countless agreements with ourselves, with society, with everyone around us. But the most important agreements are the ones we make with ourselves. These agreements are telling us who we are, how to behave, what we believe. They're telling us what we know. But who tells us if what we know is the truth? The truth is all around us. But with all the knowledge stored in our mind, we no longer see the truth. We only see our own knowledge. We only see our own story. When we're domesticated, all that knowledge we accumulate is just like a wall of fog that doesn't allow us to perceive what really is. We become blinded by all those false beliefs in our mind. Our belief system is just like a mirror that only shows us what we believe. With all that fog, with all that reflection, we cannot see what we truly are. We cannot see that we're not free. There's something inside us that longs to be free. It's always telling us, this is not who I really am. This is not what I really want. We're no longer free to be who we really are, because our faith, our power of creation, is trapped by the story of what we should be. Humans overeat, abuse alcohol, and take drugs just to avoid their own story. All that distorted knowledge in their heads. Some people suffer from so much emotional pain that they decide to take their own lives. That's what lies can do to any of us. We try to escape from the self-judgment, the guilt, the blame, the punishment, but we can't escape from our own thoughts. You see, the problem is not really knowledge. The problem is believing in a distortion of knowledge, and that is what we call a lie. Lies lead us to limitations in our lives, to needless suffering and drama. The truth leads us to our authenticity, to happiness. We're born to perceive the truth, but our brains learn to interpret everything we perceive according to the meaning we give to every word, according to the structure of our language, according to all the knowledge we have stored in our mind. Everything we perceive is being filtered through our entire belief system, and the result of interpreting everything we perceive by using everything we believe is our virtual world. All humans are artists, and our greatest masterpiece of art is the use of a language to create an entire reality within our mind. The human mind is nothing but a virtual reality. It isn't real. What's real is truth for all of us. But the virtual reality is our personal creation. It's our art, and it's only truth for each one of us. If we can begin to understand what the human mind is and what the human mind does, we can begin to separate reality from our virtual reality, or pure perception, which is truth, from our story, which is art. With this awareness, we take a big step in our own evolution, because now we can take responsibility for our creation. We no longer blame anyone else for all the lies or distortions in our story, for anything that makes us suffer in life. The story of you is everything you know and believe about you. If you don't like what you believe about yourself, if there's drama and suffering in your story, and you're not enjoying your creation, you can change it. It's your story. It's your art. Words are your paintbrush, and your life is the canvas. What you create depends on how you use the word. When you learn to use the word with awareness, you become a better artist. And when you learn to be impeccable with your word, your story becomes a masterpiece of art.
Okay, so having watched those two videos, I've got a question for you both. And so, well, for us all really. So in this coming week, how I posted it in the chat also. In this coming week, how can I cultivate a mindset that is less reactive to the opinions and actions of others? Now, this question really calls us, to do some self-reflection, and look at our whole emotional resilience and the detachment from the opinions or behaviors of others, particularly if they're your partners, which are, very close. So what are your thoughts about that one?
I feel like this one's been swirling in my head for the past couple of months / years. I definitely remember, being reactive, but always kept it in because I knew that I didn't want to say things that would hurt others, and I didn't want to have to, uh, you know, deal with that. So there's one part of it where I was able to keep it to myself, but I still let it bother me, or I'd fester on it, and it just would be this nagging thought that repeated over and over in my head. So I started to learn about when I'm triggered, and so now I go, obviously something about the way they believe or their action, it's irritating me in some way, so I need to figure out what it is within me that's irritated. And I've been realizing these past couple weeks, there's people that I'm like, I just don't like, this person they've been around me all this time, and I'm realizing, oh, because they remind me of my my mom's abuser, so this one person in particular. And I was like, that's why I don't like him, because they're talking to me in that same way that that person talked to me. So remembering that, even though what that the person that's triggering me, even though what they're saying isn't nice and it isn't, it's not healthy, it's not their fault. They're not that level of abuser that my mom's abuser was. And so I'm just trying to remember, okay, I don't really need to get mad at them, because they probably don't even really know what they're doing, and they don't realize that it's hurting them. And the only way I would be able to, or they would know, is if I said something like, hey, I don't like the way you're talking to me. But I can try to figure out how to say that in a way where it's not, judgy or shaming them, because they probably don't know that they're doing it. And if they're reactive when I'm saying that, then that would signal to me oh, this is your stuff.
Yeah,
I'm just gonna leave it be, and then you just move about your day.
I like that. Coca, would you like to share?
I have, I don't even know where to start. Michelle was mentioning that you notice somebody else in a situation that's happening now. I found myself recently saying, "Oh my gosh, you're so like my dad," and even though there's that similarity and it is triggering me, it may not necessarily be them. But I am trying to figure out how not to be reactive. So the question for the week is like, ooh, okay, I'm already there. How do I not be reactive? How do I not, you know, snap and set off? And but at the same time, I can't be quiet. I have to say, I don't like the way that you're doing this right now, and figure out, like you were just saying, how do I say that and see if it's a trigger for them? So I've been struggling with this for a while. I've yet to find an answer of how to live through it, but I am recognizing that, oh, okay, that's me. Is it really, is this this behavior I'm experiencing again? Is it really you, or is it just similar and I'm having the same? Yeah, so I need to figure I need to figure that out, how not to be reactive.
I like that. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you, Coca. I think, for some reason, these last couple of weeks in June have been bringing up a lot of things for me, and I've been pretty quick to pop off, probably not in the best way. And so as I think about this question, I'm really going to try to do a lot more breath work, so I'm less apt to say some bullshit. And just probably recognize that everybody's got their own stuff, and really try not to take things personally. So I think do my breath work. And there's something Michelle had said a couple times ago. She'll make sure that whatever she has to say can go through these 3 gates. Is it true? Is it kind? And is it necessary? And so I might respond if I can get through those 3 gates. And if I can't, I will work on keeping it to myself. And so I think, that's probably something. There was this situation, I met this guy. He's young. He's a 37-year-old guy. And, he said he was interested, but, he's not moving as fast as I would want. And so another day I'd really be ready not to talk to him ever again, because, I only hear from him once, maybe twice a day, and I want to hear from him all the time. But I believe, and I haven't said these words to him either. This is all in my head. I'm having him meet these standards that I haven't even communicated to him. And so I'm trying to figure out, well, okay, Gigi, that's not, because now, I'm getting upset, well, I didn't hear from you in 9 hours. And, well, what does that mean? And it might not mean anything. It might just mean he's busy. He's working and he's got things to do. And maybe I need to, just chill out and not have these expectations about somebody I just met, especially since I haven't had the conversation with them. But I know it's my own insecurities, coming out. And so I do appreciate, being able to talk about that. But man, we did all this talking and it is 7:31. So I am going to move onward with our closing statement and meditation. So I'm going to share my screen. And in closing, we'd like to remind you that we practice the principle of anonymity. This assures us the freedom to express ourselves at meetings and in private conversations without fear that our comments will be repeated. We keep what is shared at these meetings confidential. And if everyone's willing to come off of mute and read our closing statement, I will highlight it. So on the count of 3, you can come off of mute, say it with me, say it to yourself, or not. It's, completely your choice. 1, 2, 3. Grant me
the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference.
Yay! Well, that is our meeting. I want to thank you both for joining, and thank you, YouTube live streamers, for joining. We meet every Tuesday, 6:30 to 7:30 Pacific Standard Time on Zoom. And I really appreciate, all of your heart and your energy. Thank you, thank you, thank you.